Hello guys, Yeti here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a breakdown of the Star Wars Battlefront reveal trailer that was released yesterday. If you want to watch this trailer without me talking and stopping it and stuff before you watch this, if you haven't already seen it, I'll put a link down in the description and an annotation on the screen. But yeah, so without any further ado, let's get into this. So right off the bat, just a little small thing to note is the game is going to be a 16, so... Sorry about seat cleaner. The game is going to be a 16. The last game, I don't know about around the world, but at least in the UK, the last game was actually a PG, so suggests that maybe the game is going to be a little bit more violent, but it's not an 18, so they've not gone for like full gore or anything like that. So hopefully it'll stay true to the form, because the thing about the last game is it was just enough violence, like because it was obviously guns and shooting people, but like there wasn't any too big of like that kind of thing. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out before we got into this.
Peggy 16.
Okay, so the next thing I noticed just before this gets going is that they did play the PlayStation logo. I don't know if that's just like a sponsor, the Sony paid them to put that in the trailer. I know the game is coming out on PC and Xbox as well, but maybe this suggests some favoritism there. Maybe I know the games it's coming out on the same day, the same dates on all three consoles, but maybe if there's ever any DLC or anything like that, maybe the PS3 will get it first. We have seen that in cases of like Call of Duty in the past, with Xbox getting the DLCs before PS4 and PC. So maybe this will be the case. I don't know. I don't know if there's actually going to be DLC or not. That hasn't been confirmed, but this may be the case. Okay, so what we're seeing here is the speed bikes. This is on Endor. Endor is a confirmed planet, which you'll get to see here. There are three other confirmed planets, including Hoth and two new ones, which we'll see more details of further down the line. We don't really see them in this trailer, but there are four confirmed planets so far. Endor's making a return, Hoth's making a return, and there are two new planets which have been confirmed, but we don't know the exact details surrounding those at the moment. Also, you've seen the Stormtrooper here is on a speed bike. They will be back in the game, so yeah. Okay, so far we've seen Rebels and Stormtroopers. Some people don't know this, some people do, but the game is going to be set in the Galactic War era, which means there's going to be no clone troopers versus CIS this time. It'll be purely the Rebels and the Stormtroopers. There will be other kind of hunt-based things, with like other characters and stuff you can play as. It won't be just Rebels and just Stormtroopers, but there won't be any, it'll just be the Galactic Civil War this time, as opposed to the other game which had the other war, which I don't know the name of.
Push up! Stormtroopers incoming! Take position!
Okay, so what you see there is that bounty hunter from Jabba's palace on the right. Let me just try and pull that back a little bit. There he is. So this would suggest the hero and villain system has returned. I did a little bit more research into this, and that is in fact confirmed. Although the trailer doesn't necessarily show it, they have spoke about that in a press conference that the hero and villains will return. In the last game, in Battlefront 2, though, it was mainly kind of main characters with the heroes and villains. There weren't many side characters. But this guy is a bounty hunter for Jabba the Hutt, so if this guy's in the trailer, then maybe he'd be a playable character. That's not confirmed, it's just speculation, but that'd be pretty cool to see, because if he's a playable character, then who knows what other kind of characters we'll get to play as. You know, unique characters. I'm assuming that we'll get to play as all like the favourites as well, like the main characters, but I'd be pretty interested to play as some new people we've not seen before in the games, so yeah. Okay, so here we see the AT-ST. This is another vehicle that is in the trailer, so I'm assuming it's going to be back in the game. This is another vehicle. You could play as this on Endor in the last game. You could also play as it on Hoth, I believe. No, you can play on it as Hoth. I'm making that up. I think that was another planet you could play it on. But yeah, so this is going to be back in the game as well as the speed bike. Okay, so this is something pretty new. We've not seen this in the previous game. So essentially what he's done is he's thrown down this little kind of boxing, and that spawned up a shield, kind of similar to the bubble shield in what's that? Halo. How did I forget the name of that game? Kind of similar to that. So this is pretty interesting to me because obviously each class had their kind of extras. The main classes just kind of had grenades, but you get things like the engineer classes, which got like little bombs they could throw down and they could detonate them when they wanted to. And then you got like the little automatic turrets. So it'll be interesting to see if they add on that. See whether they get the returns of some of the old favourites like the turrets and like the drones. But it's interesting to see that they are adding new things like this shield. So I'm thinking that maybe different classes will get some different abilities and equipment. So hopefully we're going to see some awesome new equipment. And this is just to start this kind of shield generator thing. Okay, so what you just saw is the jetpack. So the jetpack was in the game. There are some classes that had the jetpack, like the Dark Trooper and the Jet Trooper. So that's going to be back in the game. I don't know whether it'll be only on certain classes again, or sorry, that's closed out. Don't know if it'll only be on certain classes again, or if it'll be like on any class can have it. But the jetpack will be making a return. Okay, so there we had an AT-80, that's another vehicle that will be in the game. Interesting that we are on Endor currently, considering that the AT-80 was previously only available on Hoth in Battlefront 2, so it's interesting to see it on Endor. Maybe there'll be vehicles, I don't know if it'll still be set vehicles on set planets, or there'll just be loads of vehicles everywhere. So it'll be interesting to see whether the AT-80 is just on Endor and Hoth, or if it'll be on other planets as well. Okay, so here is Darth Vader. I'm assuming this is going to be a playable character once again. He was a villain in the last one, well, obviously, but he was a playable character, so I'm assuming that he's going to make a return if he is in the trailer. Okay, so here we've got Hoth, as I said, it's one of the confirmed planets, so yeah. Right, so this bit interests me. Let me just go back. You're going to get a short clip. Right here, so as you can see, he's in the cockpit of a plane. Now, the space battles in Battlefront 2, you could go in first-person mode with the planes. I don't know why I'm calling them planes or ships or whatever. But the first-person mode was essentially just a camera stuck on the front of the ship, and you were essentially flying camera. So it was never really worth it. I was just playing in third-person. It was always kind of awkward to control as well. So it'll be interesting to see if they do kind of add in some sort of first-person view for the ships. As you can see, it is in the cockpit now. So that's kind of like, I think that's what I want to see. I think that'd be pretty awesome. To see some sort of in-cockpit view type thing, but it'll be interesting to see if they see how this controls, because it's always kind of awkward to control something like this, because you gotta have the view to be able to look around, but you gotta be able to control as well. Maybe those buttons in the cockpit, you'll be able to click on them or something, and maybe they'll do something. I don't know. It seems unlikely because that'd be kind of awkward to do with the controller, but basically that's what I'm saying. If there is a cockpit view, that'd be awesome, because I did want that in the last one and there wasn't. So I want to see that, and it'll be interesting to see how they make it control and stuff. So yeah. Also, a quick side note of something that's been confirmed, which doesn't necessarily get shown off in the trailer: the space battles are out, which kind of sucks, because although I didn't play them a great deal, they were a lot of fun, and I know a lot of people did like them. There are no space battles in the game anymore. Any ship combat will be taking place on essentially the surface of the planet, which is what you're seeing now. So whether or not that means in a normal, say, conquest battle, you can get in a plane and start flying it about, I don't know. Maybe it's just certain missions, but I do know that space battles are out, and any sort of TIE fighterage or any sort of ship battles will be taking place on the surface. Kind of similar to how they did it on Hoth. I think that'd be good, because you could get the speeders on Hoth. I forgot what they're called, but the little ships you could fly around Hoth on Conquest and Excel and stuff. That was pretty fun, so I hope to see a return of that. But it'll be interesting to see where they go with this cockpit thing. Okay, here we got Jango Fett, or Boba Fett. I get them mixed up. It's Boba Fett, isn't he? He's the green one. Jango's the blue one. So he's just flying about. He's going to be making a return. But the thing that interests me here is, if you look over just to the left of Boba, you got this big square thing on like those wheel tracks. I don't know what you call them. So those are from one of the films. I don't know the films very well. I've not seen them a great deal. But essentially what those were is the Jawas kept these like there is these slave traded Jawas in them. I know it's now okay. Don't quote me on that, because like I said, I don't know films very well. This is just me trying to recall it, but I remember them being in the films, and I remember them. I think that's where the Jawas lived, and they kind of traded people or animals. No, they slave traded animals. I don't know. Jawas lived in those basically. That's what you need to know. So, but all that matters, like, not important of what they do is I'm thinking if the Jawas lived in them, does that maybe mean that the Jawas will be making a return? The Jawas are pretty awesome. They have those little electric gun things, so it'll be pretty awesome to see if those guys make a return. It'll also be interesting to see if you could actually enter those. It is on wheels, so maybe even drive it about. I don't know, but entering that and having like a little fight inside that would be pretty awesome. This is another one of the confirmed planets, by the way. I don't know the name of it, but this is one of the 4 confirmed to be in the game. Okay, so you see TIE fighters. They're coming out the ship, but as you can see in the background, you can see the surface. So even though they're in a big ship, they are on the surface. So whether or not this means the return of the kind of massive ships that you could be inside, I don't know. I just know that space battles are confirmed to be out. But this is kind of floating about the surface, so it'd be interesting to see if kind of battles had like two sort of levels to them. So you have a ground battle going on, and then you have like ships above them going like fighting each other, and then the ships could come down and shoot people. I don't know, it'd be interesting to see. Maybe it is still going to be a space battle type thing in that there'll be no ground, it's just they'll be on the surface as opposed to in space. I don't know, but I just thought it'd be interesting to show that although they're moving the space battles, they are keeping like the massive ship carrier things. Okay, so something pretty interesting we just saw right at the end, the Millennium Falcon. So who knows, maybe that'll be flyable. Maybe it'll just be a mission type thing for the single. Well, there isn't a single player campaign, but there are going to be missions for you to play solo or co-op or split screen online, whatever you want to do. So it'll be pretty awesome if that's like if you can fly it about in the battles and stuff, fly around the Millennium Falcon. Here's what I was thinking. The Millennium Falcon, it wouldn't really work if there were a whole bunch of them flying around. There doesn't really be one. So I was thinking that maybe the Millennium Falcon could be some sort of like a hero and villain system, but for spaceships. So maybe if you get enough kills as a character, then you'd be able to play as that for a short amount of time, and that'd be kind of like the hero ship. So that'd be pretty interesting to see. Okay, yeah, but here we are, this is the end of the video. So as you can see, the game's coming out on the 20th of November this year, so we've got quite a while to go. I'm going to be making a lot of videos in the meantime coming up, talking about any new kind of gameplay that's released. I'm going to be doing a wishlist thing coming out. I'm going to be doing a whole load of videos on this, and then a whole load of videos on the game itself when it comes out. So subscribe if you are interested in seeing that. My name is Anya, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, show a like. If you loved it, show leave a favourite. Once again, I'll put a link in the description to the video if you want to go and watch that for yourself. I'm going to go, I hope you enjoyed, and peace off.